Hi, I'm Randy Wells, Director of the Sarasota Dolphin Research Program. I've been studying the dolphins of Sarasota Bay, Florida, and other sites around the world since 1970. As a conservation scientist, one of my goals is to learn what it takes for dolphin populations to survive and thrive. One aspect of this is learning what threats dolphins face and how they impact individuals and populations. Over the decades, we've come to appreciate that dolphins face a wide variety of threats not shared by their human neighbors. To put this into perspective, let's compare the daily lives of humans and dolphins. We humans often take for granted that most of us face few serious risks each day, as our society has tamed the wild and developed rules, facilities, and procedures to enhance our chances for survival and safety. In most places, especially in the United States, as you walk through your neighborhood to the market, you're likely not too concerned about whether a large predator will pounce on you, or whether a car will jump the curb and strike you, or pollution will make you sick. In the unlikely event that you do happen to get into trouble, or become sick or hurt along the way, excellent first responders and medical care are available to help you immediately. When you get to the store, you likely are not too worried about whether there will be enough fresh, high-quality food, or whether it'll be within easy reach for you to put into your shopping cart. Dolphins in our own backyard in Sarasota Bay don't have the same security and safeguards in everyday life. They face a number of threats, and they face them several at a time, not individually, day in and day out. Some of these threats are natural ones that they and their ancestors have faced for millions of years, while others have emerged as a result of human activities within the past century or so. The dolphins of Sarasota Bay are well known to our research team, and unfortunately they provide many examples of impacts from natural and human sources. We're able to recognize most individuals and study them throughout their lives. These long-term, year-round resident dolphins are identifiable from nicks and notches in their dorsal fins. There are about 160 residents at any given time, spanning up to 5 concurrent generations within a given family line, and including individuals up to more than 66 years of age. We have selected members of one dolphin lineage to exemplify the array of threats these animals face. Female FB5 was first identified by our team in 1971, when she was 8 years old. We observed her with a total of 5 calves over the decades. Her daughters have produced 6 calves each to date, and 3 of these grand calves have produced a 4th generation of 4 great-grand calves. Let's explore a hypothetical day in the lives of 2 of FB5's daughters, during a time when they were both raising calves of similar age, as they swim together through their common range. FB55, born in 1986, gave birth to F292 in 2012. Her sister, F155, Murphy Brown, was born 4 years later and gave birth to a calf 1555 in 2012. It's common for mothers with calves of similar age to swim together, regardless of whether or not they are related. On this particular spring day, the 4 dolphins are first seen swimming south from Passage Key Inlet near the northern edge of their community home range. This is an area known for large sharks. The group remains tight and on alert. The mothers are very familiar with threats from these predators, as 36% of Sarasota Bay residents, including Murphy, older calves of both mothers, and FB55's father, bear shark bite scars. The group passes 2 fishing piers, and fortunately continues on without stopping. Other dolphins have learned that anglers at piers or in boats can be a source of food from catch or bait, leading to entanglement in, hooking by, or ingestion of fishing gear, and sometimes death. One of the mother's older brothers and one of FB55's older calves bear scars from entanglement in line. The problem is made worse when people give fish to dolphins, rewarding them for taking these risks and placing them in greater danger. Such provisioning is illegal under the Federal Marine Mammal Protection Act. Near the mouth of Perico Bayou, the dolphins encounter shoreline construction, with dredging and removal of mangrove trees and seagrasses. These plants are key to the production of the fish that support the dolphins and other creatures that make up this ecosystem. The loud noise from the construction activities is disturbing to these acoustically sensitive dolphins and masks the sounds of their prey fish, approaching boats, and communication with other dolphins, so they quickly continue to the south. Avoiding the heavy boat traffic of the Intracoastal Waterway, the dolphins take a shortcut across the shallows at the mouth of Sarasota Bay, on their way into favorite seagrass meadows for feeding. The shallows hold their own risks in the form of stingrays that may be hidden on the bottom and may try to defend themselves if dolphins accidentally bump them. Barb punctures sometimes lead to serious injury, infection, and death. About 25% of resident dolphins examined have been found with barbs, including FB55 and F292, as well as FB55's mother. Over the seagrasses of Sarasota Bay, the mothers find plenty of fish to eat today. This is not always the case, as periodic harmful algal blooms known as red tides, perhaps exacerbated by human use of fertilizers, can decimate fish populations, reducing food availability for dolphins by as much as 90%. Mothers with young calves, such as FB55 and Murphy, must eat as much as 3 times as many fish as other dolphins in order to produce sufficient milk for their calves to grow and thrive. Pollutants such as PCBs can be transferred via milk from mother to calf at concentrations that can kill calves, especially firstborns. As the group moves past the fishing village of Cortez, they briefly encounter Murphy's 7-year-old daughter, F205, feeding by herself over the shallows. She's underweight and afflicted with a disease causing extensive skin lesions that will soon lead to her death. As the dolphins move through the Intracoastal Waterway south of Cortez, boats are whizzing by at high speed, causing the group to dive deeper and longer and become more tight. In Sarasota, a boat passes within 100 yards of each dolphin once every 6 minutes, causing them to change their behavior. Occasionally, dolphins are struck and injured or killed by boats. About 5% show scars from boat strikes. Unfortunately, one 555 has already been struck at a very young age and will not survive much longer. The dolphins now head for Longboat Pass and venture into the Gulf of Mexico, where they encounter large numbers of stone crab traps. These traps, each with its own float line, can number into the thousands at times during the year, entangling and sometimes drowning dolphins, manatees, and sea turtles. Other threats originated in the Gulf. Fortunately, oil and associated contaminants from a large spill in the Gulf of Mexico have not come into the Sarasota Dolphins' range. If they did, they could be expected to cause significant declines in dolphin health, survival, and reproduction, as was found after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in Louisiana coastal waters. As we've seen, the dolphins face and must navigate through numerous concurrent and cumulative threats each day. Here are a few things we can do to help them succeed as they deal with these serious challenges. Never feed wild dolphins. It's harmful and illegal. Reel in your line if dolphins are near, or change fishing locations. Release catch quietly away from dolphins. Use circle and corrodable hooks. Stay at least 50 yards away from dolphins. Recycle fishing line and stash your trash. We want you to be able to enjoy these creatures and our amazing coastal waters and all they have to offer, while at the same time looking out for the animals' well-being. For more information, please visit sarasotadolphin.org or don'tfeedwilddolphins.org.